Alright, I'm pretty excited for today. Not much tennis for myself, but I'm going to be meeting up with Alexis. Alexis is a top player. He's got an ATP ranking, had an ATP ranking for about 10 years. And I went to a futures tournament where he was playing an ex-top 200 player, I think, for ATP points. I recorded that match. And today we are going to go through it for the video. And he's going to give some commentary and a lot of insight. So it's going to be a good one. Do you want to start by giving us a little bit of context to this match?
Well, yeah, it was a 25k futures event at the National Tennis Centre. I've come through qualifying, playing pretty well. I had a tough one in the last round of qualies, going to a match tiebreak.
Yeah.
Managed to scrape through that, and this was the first round of the main draw against one of the seeded players.
Yeah.
Good player. I think his highest ranking was about 120.
Yeah,
is that right?
I think it was pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah.
For this type of match here, where you're playing for ATP points,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel the pressure, or are you feeling pretty chilled because it's happened quite a few times before?
I mean, I always find I feel the same kind of level of nerves whatever match I'm playing.
Okay.
I can be playing a club match and I'll still feel nervous.
Okay.
Unless I know that the players we're playing are really, really not great.
Yeah.
I will always feel the same level of nerves. And yeah, I mean, when I was a bit younger, when I was playing for an ATP point, I did feel more nerves, but now I don't as much.
Right.
Because I think, well, you know, I want to get to higher rankings, and whether I win this match or not, in the scheme of it, it's not going to make that much difference.
Yeah. For your plan for the match, is it set before you start? Do you adapt as you go? Or is it kind of like trying to figure it out in the warm-up?
It varies. Sometimes I know a player really well and I know kind of what I need to do against them.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I haven't played them before, but there's clips of them online, I'll watch a bit through the clips and I'll get an idea, okay, this kind of looks like what I'll do.
Yeah.
But very often I find that once you start the match, it's actually different when it comes to your matchup with them.
Yeah.
So I'd have a plan. Like with him, I'd seen him play a little bit.
Right.
So I had a bit of a plan. But I knew that when it came to it, likely the matchup wise it would feel a bit different.
Yeah. And are you able to disclose what that plan was, or is that a kind of secret tactics that apply to many players?
To be honest, I can't really remember what it was now. We're filming this about a few weeks after the match.
Yeah, it is quite a few weeks later, to be fair. But maybe as we watch, you'll remember what you're trying to do, or maybe not. We'll find out.
We'll see.
Okay,
yeah.
Let's dive into it. So first game, he's serving.
Yeah, so I mean the first game I'm just trying to, I am a bit nervous, but like I said, I often am. Yeah, just trying to be relaxed and play, you know, loose and aggressive, try and show him I'm here to take it to him. But I kind of seen that he looked like a pretty solid rallier.
Yeah.
And the courts here are pretty slow. So I wanted to show to him that I was going to take it to him, and he couldn't just I wasn't going to allow him to play.
Yeah.
Which worked and didn't work throughout the match, but we'll see.
Looking like you're using your forehand a lot, trying to run around that backhand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's kind of standard for me. I like my backhand a lot, but I feel like I can. Yeah, I like to just dictate with the forehand when I can. But yeah, here I'm just wanting to get on the scoreboard and settle those nerves a little bit.
Yeah. You look like you're playing quite free, going for the shots, but not looking too wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt like I was going for good placement, getting into the points, and luckily he gave me a few mistakes.
A whole service game there, you didn't hit one backhand, which is interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean the stats show it that whoever the player is on the ATP Tour, if they get a forehand on the second ball off a serve, they're winning the point the majority of the time.
Right, interesting.
And
you're hitting a lot of forehands in Zone C here. I don't know if you know the Craig O'Shaughnessy stuff, where he splits the court up into A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
But a lot of your forehands are coming from here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If it's in the middle of the court, kind of sort of halfway to the backhand side over the forehand side, I'm looking to hit forehands. Yeah. Yeah, pretty solid point that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little bit slappy on that.
Little
It
bit,
just kind of
but-
sat there, ready for my forehand, and I just got a bit excited, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it looked like the right shot to go for.
Yeah.
Just maybe, just, as he said, just a bit slappy. A bit too
Yeah,
much, but-
and that's when there was still some like early match tension in there, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, forehand, bang,
Mm.
and that's when I needed to just be a little bit calmer
Yeah.
and just like really have my target in mind clearly.
Yeah. And would you say that's a big point, love 15?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I really think it is. I think when you're returning, if you have you get a feeling when you've got a little chance,
Yeah.
and every single shot, every single point in those moments is important, I think. I mean, you've got to be willing to be aggressive and make mistakes, like I wasn't that shot, but it's having the discipline of knowing, okay, I went for that shot and I missed it, and I had a really clear target in mind, but I still just missed it, fine.
Yeah.
But I did, at that moment I didn't have that, so
Yeah.
then it was unacceptable, really.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Savage to yourself. Should you watch that again?
I don't think your viewers want to see that again, Cam. I mean, it's fair to say that's unacceptable. No, but okay, I can explain it. So basically, what happened was
You thought you were Roger Federer for a second.
No.
You thought, I'm Roger, I'm going to go for a chip and charge.
Because I'd seen he was tight. I think because he was a bit tight on the previous one. I thought,
Yeah.
oh, he might go centre of the box so I can jump round and hit forehand.
Oh, I see.
So then I skipped. If you watch it again, actually,
Oh, third time now.
yeah, you can watch it again. Look, I kind of skip.
Oh, yeah, you
I
do.
skipped. But
And then you hit a good...
and then he hit a good serve, and I kind of panicked and didn't know what to do. Obviously, because it went bottom net.
Yeah.
Absolute club player shot. Probably worse, actually. Well, that was an alright point. I just didn't move my feet on the last shot. But
Yeah, I thought that was pretty high quality, that rally.
Yeah.
And you can just definitely see earlier on that he was kind of like inside the baseline a bit.
Yeah.
You were a bit behind it, but then you managed to get up the court a little bit more.
Yeah.
But that was high tempo there.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that's alright.
So we're on serve.
Yeah.
Lovely disguise. There's the Alexis touch there.
That was nice.
So you're getting the pump out there. Is it important for you personally to like show a bit of emotion,
Yeah.
get a bit of energy on the court?
Yeah, it's super important for me. If I don't do it, I just kind of I can feel a bit flat.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I don't, but everyone's nervous on the court and everyone deals with it in different ways. But I find that if I get through a big point, or even if I lose a big point, if I just let it out with a scream or something, it helps me reset.
Yeah.
Like, people might look at me and think, oh, he's just screamed because he lost a point. That's not ideal.
Yeah.
But I find if I do that, often I've reset more better for the next point than if I've just tried to shut up.
Yeah.
And then, the same thing, if I'm getting the pump out, it can help release some of that energy to then reset for the next point. For
I definitely think it's a personality thing. Like,
Yeah,
it works for some players, doesn't work for other players. So I
Yeah,
think
100%.
you just got to experiment and see what works for you.
You do.
And then stick with it.
Yeah.
Really going for your forehand there.
Yeah.
Still early on, so
Yeah, again, that one I didn't have a clear enough target in mind. So
Yeah.
it just flew long.
technically your serve's so solid, isn't it?
Thanks, I've worked on it a lot.
Just looking at it over there.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of the Kovac stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know it? Have you heard of Mark
I've heard
Kovac?
that he's like a serving expert, right?
He does, yeah. His big thing's about trying to load the back leg really well,
Oh, is it? Okay.
and then that helps you stay side on longer.
Right.
So when you get to this stage here,
Mm.
he thinks kind of need to check this, but he thinks the ideal place to be is like that front leg covering up the back leg, which is what you're pretty much doing here.
Right, that's pretty good. Why haven't I got a 130 bomb then?
I don't know.
Is that because I've got twig arms?
Maybe. Or how relaxed are you? Do you have a pretty relaxed serve? Serve speed comes most from relaxation, I
Yeah, it
think.
could be more relaxed. I've been trying to work on that.
Yeah.
Coaches tell me it's a bit tense sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to tennis. I still find it interesting how you've hardly hit a backhand from the back of the court. Most of your backhands are on returns.
Yeah.
Like when you practice, we do a lot of cross courts, right?
We do.
On the backhand side as well, but when I watch you like in a match situation, if you're on your backhands, you've hit a defending there.
Yeah.
Or on a return, which is quite interesting. How often on the ad side when you're training do you just get around and rip it?
Yeah, I do practice that, where it's that backhand cross, but I'm only hitting inside out forehands.
Yeah.
I do practice that quite a lot. I find it depends on the match. Like, yeah, okay, I'm looking to get my forehand here, but there are a lot of matches where you get into some cross-court battles on the backhand and then you look for your forehand.
Yeah.
So it just depends, really. But yeah, the majority of the time, most players are looking to play forehands unless they've got a very weak forehand.
I think he's really starting to find his flow now.
Yeah, you can see he's starting to move it around quite well.
So it's starting to get to the latter end of the set.
Yeah.
Nerves settled by now?
Nerves are settled. Yeah, at this point I feel pretty good. I'm just trying to search for the break to try and win it, really. Whilst trying to take care of my serve, but be interesting in the game I get broken to see if I hit more backhands, and I have a feeling that I probably did. Pretty happy with that.
You do a lot of serving ball 3 practice?
Yes, I do, yeah. It's so important.
In the slice.
Forehand slice.
Yeah. You always tell me you need to get quicker and behind the ball and slicing too much.
I know. Yeah, I was really annoyed at that because I felt
like you're like, I channeled Cam Price that point. What
we're
doing?
Yeah, I was annoyed with that because I think at this point you can see that he's starting to maneuver me in the point rallies more.
He is, yeah.
So then it sort of kind of pushed me into that poor shot selection, trying to get out of it in some way.
Okay, so we're 5-4 him.
Yeah.
Not happy with that one there.
No, I kind of.
It's a good serve wide.
Yeah. I was ready for the forehand, but
it's short as well.
It's short, and I feel like I could have been up the court more. I feel like I kind of go semi-open here, and then kind of. I don't commit through it. Look, I go sideways.
You do, yeah. Body weight transfer.
There's not the commitment there. I'm not trusting the shot. So.
And is that something you think about whilst you're playing? Like after a point like that, not the serve, the other one. When the point's finished, do you analyse like small technical things like that, or do you just move on straight away?
I find if I start analysing small technical things like that, then I start playing worse, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a common thing for everyone. That's why I was interested in asking.
Yeah, but it's tricky because you've got to find a way to. Okay, I need to be going through the ball more, but how do I get to that point without over technicalising it?
Yeah.
That's not even a word, is it?
I like it though.
I'll make it
We'll roll with it.
I find for me it's making sure that I'm in a good enough emotional state to be in connection with my instincts and feelings. So I'll have a feeling, okay, through or whatever.
Interesting.
And then I won't think I need to take 2 more steps to then go through this shot and have my contact here. It would just be a feeling.
Have you ever read The Inner Game of Tennis?
No, I haven't.
But that's one of the biggest things in that is focus on feelings rather than words.
Oh, is it?
So he says in that book, the more you focus on words and actually talking to yourself, you'll lose the flow state and you won't play well.
Yeah.
If you focus on feelings or like visual stuff, so let's say like after that point you missed it, but then straight afterwards you use your towel, whatever, and then you just had this image in your head of you moving through it, or imagining the feeling of what it would have been like to move through it. Then you stay within that flow state, but then you also get the analysing that you need. So
yeah, that's interesting.
It's, feel like you're being a bit passive on your forehand.
Yeah.
That one. If we just watch that point again, here on the forehand side, like we spoke about before. I mean, you're moving back to it, but from where that ball's landed, I don't feel like you need to be moving back with it. I don't know what you think.
No, I agree. And I think there was a little bit of baggage from the previous forehand I missed. That I was aware too much, probably, that I'm in a 4-5 game. Yeah. And I've just missed the forehand net. Yeah. And then the next one, subconsciously, I maybe just back off a bit.
good point from him. But I
Yeah.
guess that's where you need that first serve, right?
Exactly, probably need the first serve, yeah. I'm just struggling.
You're really starting to pepper your backhand now.
Well, yeah, because that first one, again, not committing to it, and it's just going into the middle zone of the court, and then earlier on in the match you were saying how I was hitting all of my forehands in zone C.
Yeah.
I've just allowed him to have a forehand in zone C.
Interesting.
Because I've just kind of pushed the backhand middle.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Oh no!
No.
Oh, I managed to save that one.
Oh, that's good.
Come on.
We're expecting a moment coming up here where we both remember something that's happened. So we'll wait to get there. Double.
Yeah.
Did you rush that?
I think I rushed it, yeah. I think that the serves were all kind of going net here, and I think I was just rushing the action a bit. Again, that's probably why I think I came a bit out of the process. And I was just getting a bit of tension. I was trying to force that serve, trying to force the easy point, and I was just dragging it into the net. Oh, here it is.
This is the one we've been waiting for. No, it's not.
Oh,
saved it again.
Inside out forehand. So
that's massive.
So that inside out
That's
forehand,
huge.
that's what I should have been doing on the previous one.
Yeah.
But I'm committing to it.
Set point down to pull that out.
Yeah.
That is massive.
Yeah.
Not happy with that one.
I'm snapping again, watching it again.
This is the one we're waiting for.
This should be the one we're waiting for, yeah.
Is that how you remember it?
Oh.
Did it go through your head that we were videoing this as well in that moment?
Oh, 100%. But I just thought, do you know what? Do you know what?
Was it not a net call? Because it really does look like a
Well,
good
I
net
left
call.
it because I thought, one, I was going to hit... I left it because I thought, one, okay, it might be a net cord, which it wasn't. But two, I knew that at the point in which I decided that it was going to be probably coming over the net, that it was too late to get the racket high enough to not hit the net myself, which would obviously lose me the point.
Yeah.
So then I panicked last minute, and this is why this happened, yeah.
It was the little chase afterwards and then the giving up back on me.
Well, it was so high that I thought it might linger in the air a bit longer, but it actually...
Well, in hindsight, when you're in here, you just stay there, right, and then bounce smash it.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
Because initially, when you did it, I thought that you were going for a drop shot. I thought you were going to go for like a take it out the air and a little drop shot. There was a point that I remember at County Cup when we were like, must have been under 18s, but you must have been like 16 or something.
Yeah. And
you sprinted towards the net and just hit this like Benoit pair, like unreal slice. And then when this happened in that moment, I was back. I was like, oh, there's no way he's going to do it again.
Yeah.
He's going to do it again. And then that happened.
Oh wow!
But
do you know what though?
What?
I'm sure you can find on YouTube clips of like
100%.
Djokovic and Federer's worst shots.
100%.
And it's actually quite useful to see.
It is.
Because everybody has moments like that, don't they? I mean,
everyone
it's
does.
just
there's there's videos on YouTube of like pro players' worst ever shots.
Yeah.
There's like tons of Djokovic, like smashing, Federer, Nadal, everyone, all the top guys, and they do shots like that.
They do.
And I think it's a big misconception among coaches that like if a player does that, like it's not abnormal. Like, it happens. People shank balls. People like misjudge stuff all the time. Even the very, very top guys, they're like they're not robots. So it's just like,
exactly. I mean, it's such a tough sport, and you know, people make mistakes. You can't, people aren't perfect, and it's useful for people to know that. Otherwise, they get too perfectionist. And,
yeah, exactly.
So,
all right. Well, let's move on from that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's been lingering in your mind now. You can finally let it go.
I just find it quite funny. It's what it is.
I've hit way worse shots than that, so on my channel you can go back through some of my matches and see some terrible shots like that. So
that makes me feel better. Thank you.
We're keeping the same vibe on my channel then, so that's good. Okay, moving into the second set then. How is your mental state here? Because after watching that back, and for me watching the balcony, I thought it could have gone either way that set. Like you said, just a lack of focus a little bit in that last game, pressure in the moment, something. But I don't think your tennis let you down. I don't think you were playing worse than he was. I don't know how you felt. overall for that set and what your mindset was like moving from the second
No,
set?
I was frustrated to lose it because I felt like he was struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
And I felt like he was there to be taken in that set, and like I was saying, I think I came out of the process a bit in that last game.
Yeah.
And I should have just stuck with point to point. What do I need to do? Get through each point.
But it's easier said than done, right?
It is easier said than done.
We are playing a pro match here for ATP points.
Yeah.
Like you said, that it's kind of similar to other matches, but like there is pressure behind it. There is meaning behind the match. So
yeah, there is.
It's like.
I think the important thing is to play everyone the same way as well. Like I feel the same nerves every match, but then sometimes, like, okay, he's a pretty good player, and maybe I forced a bit on a couple of shots, a couple of serves, because I overestimated him slightly.
Yeah.
Not hugely.
Yeah.
But just slightly, and then that's when you can slightly make a decision you wouldn't make against someone else.
Yeah.
So.
I definitely feel like
he's loosened up.
Yeah,
as
I was
well.
about to say he's definitely running around his backhand more.
Yeah.
Going for the shots. And do you think he would have reacted the same way in the second set if you took the first set?
It's difficult to know. Like, good players are good at resetting and all that, but I imagine that he would have felt like he maybe needed to do a bit more, and maybe overpress because of that if I got through that set.
It's a great forehand, breaking the sideline inside out there.
That was nice. Yeah, he's defending a bit better at this point.
It's a great shot as well. High quality tennis there.
Mm.
You seemed frustrated at the end of that one, but watching that back, I felt like it was good from both of you. I think as you get older as well, you learn to accept when your opponent's playing well and it's just like not much you can do, and when you've made sort of the errors. That was an unbelievable return. My God.
That was a kind of he's up 40 love, kind of, oh yeah, I'll just give a swing. Yeah, you do. It's something I struggle with because I very much am like someone that thinks I can do better all the time, and so I find it difficult to realise that sometimes, and I think quite a few players are. But yeah, as you get older, you do get better at it. Maybe not accepting that they've done something good, which obviously watching it they have, but you get a feel like I could have hit that shot like 1 foot deep or whatever. But I mean, it's you get to accept when points don't go your way, even if you feel like you've done something that could have been better.
Yeah.
Because, well, everyone's probably watched that Federer speech.
Yeah.
He won all his matches, 80% of his matches or whatever it was, and only won 55% of the points. So you've got to accept it. And it's not necessarily just thinking, they did something good, because I find it's very, very rare that someone, unless they've just absolutely teed an ace or something, you could have hit the shot like 5 miles an hour faster or 1 foot deeper or whatever. There's always something you think, I could have done that bit better. But okay, they won the point. Let's move on.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's just like motored through that game. You can tell he's just so relaxed now. He's got the break, and just there you go.
There you go. It's an interesting one because I felt like it was so close up until just towards the end there.
Yeah.
And like, even though the scoreline suggests that like second set was a bit more comfy for him, it was only until like the last bit of time there.
Yeah.
Like 80% of that match, it was like pretty toe to toe. Yeah. Well,
yeah, he just kind of upped his level 5-10%, and I kind of dropped intention on my ball 5-10%. So I think that's probably the difference.
Yeah. But good match to watch.
Yeah.
You've just come off of winning the UTR, so you've had a lot of wins in a row now.
Yeah.
Was the UTR your first tournament since this one?
It was, yeah.
So coming off of this loss to a lot of wins, what changed, or do you think nothing changed? You just started putting things a bit together?
I was doing better at staying in the process of every moment, because in the semi-final and the final of that tournament, I was playing some good players, and they were often putting me into some tricky situations like 30 alls, love 15s, maybe sometimes love 30s on my serve, and I just stayed super in the moment, in the process of, okay, I just need to really, get out of this moment right here, rather than thinking, oh, you know, if I lose this game, I'm down a break, or I'm back on serve, or like in this moment here, I was thinking at the 5-4 game in the first set, I was kind of thinking I want to get back to 5-all.
Yeah.
Whereas in the next tournament that I just won, I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking, how can I win this point? The other thing I think I improved was those two I won against players that I haven't beaten before.
Yeah.
Was I didn't overestimate them.
Right.
Whereas here I maybe overestimated him by 5 or 10, you know, a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas them I didn't. I knew they were really good players, but I was playing those moments, not overplaying them.
Yeah.
Based on how good or not good I thought they were. I was just playing the moment how I felt like I should play the moment. And then I felt like they're giving me some free points that maybe if I had overestimated them, I wouldn't have even got to that point in the rally, because I would have overpressed first or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So so that was another thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Thank you so much.
No worries, thanks Cam.
That's alright.
Yeah.
I don't know how to end this video, so I should just do like some thumbs up or something and end it there.
Thanks for watching my absolutely shocking net play.